Hello, hello. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Things are going really, really well in New York. A lot of travel for me, a lot of sideman gigs, lots of rehearsals. Sideman gigs are great, but I'm kind of realizing that it's time for me to work on my own stuff again. And so that's kind of, I'm looking forward to the fall. I get a lot of questions from non-New Yorkers, okay? So really my videos are, they're kind of for non-New Yorkers for the most part when I talk about improvisation and some stuff, because most people here know this. You know, drummers are so amazing, and just musicians in general. These are more for college kids, high school kids, people that don't live in New York, and some people that are thinking about coming to New York. Anyways, so this is a question posed by a college student. And the question is, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like, what's a week, what's a day look like for you? And so this is kind of, these are for people that don't live here, and just a roundabout of what happens with an improvising musician in a week. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to look at. Okay, so the first thing you got to see, that was just a session, a New York session with some of my friends. We've been getting together. No real music. I think that was a totally improvised 2 hours worth of just hanging. The second thing you saw was pretty much just a rehearsal. So yeah, things in New York typically teeter on two different things. You get a session, just hanging out with people. No real thing. You might read somebody's music, or somebody calls a session to work on some stuff. Rehearsal is kind of when you're like working on specific music stuff. And you'll see a lot of some rehearsals, because I've got a gig coming up in this. And yeah. All right, so we're like midweek or so, and I've done a lot of stuff. And you know, that's just mornings. Nothing really has been happening in the evening. Writing a lot of music and recording some more stuff. But people ask, like, why are you playing with so many different groups all the time? Three very important answers to that. So the first reason I would say New York is such an amazing place with so many people. Like, everybody's an amazing player. And there's no way we could play with everybody. So the idea is playing with like-minded musicians you don't get to play with all the time, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, probably the most important thing, gig-wise. Summer, it's a little slower. We're not gigging all the time. And even if it's not summer, we're just not really gigging all the time. But the idea is that you are playing with people. You're coming up with some ideas, new bands, whatever, come out of it. But it's important that if you're not gigging all the time, that you are still playing with people, all right? As an educator, I would say you have a rather, you're practicing by yourself, practicing is great, but practicing by yourself versus with people is always going to teach you more skills, and you get to make music, which is super important. The third thing is really kind of like hanging out with like-minded musicians who, like you, aren't really as busy because it's the summer, or we're teaching too much, or not enough, or it really depends. And they're all really good reasons. Okay, the next thing you're going to see is a little recording session I had to do here. My buddy Marius gave me a call, and we had a really short window to record a track. I think it's an ancient Chinese poem set to some jazz, and she needed it for some radio things she had to sing but couldn't take a band in. And so basically recorded bass, guitar, sent it to me. I put drums and stuff, sent it back, saxophone, more guitar, and something else got added. I'm doing more and more drum overdubs like I used to back when I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, and really enjoy doing it. It makes me really think about songwriting more, and super fun. I will go on and tell you that the track you see me playing on, the clip that I'm playing on is not the same one that gets used for the thing. So they don't really match up. And then I was also layering like just sound, then the sound with the click, and then the click with everybody, and then the final. It's too much trouble. You get to hear what it sounds like and blah, blah, blah. Two, three. Like a rundown of a week. What you didn't see is in the morning I get up with my hair looking like this. and I stagger to the kitchen and make a cup of coffee. And I come in here, and typically for about an hour, I kind of play, just chop out. I'll do some sort of exercise, probably pull out some Wilcoxon and just work on. My favorite thing is to read through Wilcoxon until there's like a measure where you go fa-ta-ta-ta, and then you have to go fa-ta-ta-ta backwards with the left hand, and it's like, oh yeah, my left hand's not cool. And then I just do that for an hour while I'm waking up and doing coffee. And then we get up, and then evenings when it's quieter and I'm trying not to make noise here, or go to the studio, tend to write music here or do some arranging. I'm working on big band charts for Team Players Music, which is a weirdo band I have. And really that's kind of a week of not teaching. This is summer kind of thing. And then things get a little hairy when I'm teaching all the time. So it's usually a rehearsal really early, go teach, and then I have a rehearsal and gig. And I thought it was important for people to kind of know what improvising musicians do. Some of us have full-time jobs, some of us don't, it's kind of different. But again, the key is playing with a lot of different people, writing, planning out things for the rest of the year. And so I'll probably do another video based on like school year, when I'm in and out of schools and how that runs. We're going to talk about practice spaces and the New York way of dealing with a practice space. And people that are in school, God, love the fact that you have a free practice room. And anyways, so the last thing, the last little video clip is the West Indies Day Parade that happens in Crown Heights at the end. And this happened at the end of this week, and it is a oh man, it's like a 5-hour party, and basically it really is 5 hours of and miles of this going on. So enjoy. More videos coming out. Talk to you soon. Bye.